All right. If you have not yet submitted Philosophic Inquiry number 1, make that your top priority. You want to get that thing done, submitted, so that you can roll through the last half of the course, and this is going to go really fast. So make sure that you prioritize getting Philosophic Inquiry number 1 done. If you've already completed it and submitted it, it'll be coming back to you really soon, and you'll want to go through and look at my comments throughout, because I will have put comments in the rubric, and I can show you how to access those comments if you don't know how to do that. All right, so this week we're going to get back into our usual rhythm of things with 2 thought primers, one due on Thursday, one due on Sunday, both at 11:59 p.m. This week, we're going to leave the philosophic discipline of metaphysics and ontology, and we're going to explore the discipline of epistemology, which is really just a fancy term for the study of knowledge. So the kinds of questions that are going to be on the table for us this week are questions like, what is knowledge? And how is knowledge different from belief? And how do we acquire knowledge? And what kinds of things can we have knowledge of? And are there things that we can't have knowledge of? And how do we know that we know what we know? Wow, that was kind of confusing. All right, but those are the kinds of questions that are going to be on the table for us this week. And we've got some really exciting readings. You're going to be reading some real heavy hitters this week. In Thought Primer number 8, you're going to read a short piece from Plato in which he tries to demonstrate to you that you are, in fact, born with knowledge. You come into the world and you have knowledge of things. And we're also going to read a couple of Descartes' meditations. And these are super cool pieces. These are the meditations in which he tells us why he believes he can be absolutely certain that he exists as a thinking thing. These are the meditations that are going to take us to the famous I think, therefore I am. And then in Thought Primer number 9, wow, you're going to really hit on some major heavy hitters in the history of Western thinking. You're going to be reading about Aristotle and John Locke and George Berkeley and David Hume. And these are huge names in philosophy and in the history of thinking. And remember that as you're reading these things, sometimes the language is going to seem archaic or the ideas are just going to seem really obtuse. And if you ever find yourself getting frustrated, just remind yourself of this, that you have entered into a dialogue that has been going on for thousands of years with really smart people who are trying to figure things out just like you. Okay. And so if you find yourself kind of struggling with the language a little bit, the best way to deal with that is to read out loud, let your ears help your eyes, figure out what's on the page in front of you, and try to, as much as you can, to just enjoy the experience of inserting yourself in this pursuit of truth. Right? That you are inserting yourself in a historical timeline and participating in this discussion with some of the greatest people greatest thinker who have ever lived. All right? All right. So if anything comes up this week, you know what to do. Discussion board, post, or email me. All right. Have a fantastic week.